Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been so long since I posted something, but I am back and I'm very excited to be back. I hope you are excited to have me back. Now, there have been a few challenges, of course, COVID and my schedule being hectic, but I am here and hopefully I will be bringing the entertainment to you non-stop. So today I decided to do some 21 questions, random questions that I will be answering because you guys are always asking me questions about me and I'm sure you want to get to know me more and I want you guys to get to know me as well. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now, turn on the notification bell so that every time a video like this comes out, you guys are able to get notified first and see it before anyone else. All right, let's get right into it. 21 questions with MWAKA MUGALA.
This is me, whether you like it or not. Quick to talk, but you do not do a lot. If I change, then it will be for the better. No apology, so don't expect a letter.
I have a lot of weird dreams. Like, I don't know if it's because of the way my mind works at night, but top of my head, first one I can think of is this one dream I had. I think I had that dream every single day for about 5 days, and I would always dream about our old house, the one I used to live in Woodlands. And every day it was the same house, and it would just change. So this one time it was so weird because I was staying at the house, and then I was panicking, like I was getting ready to go for class, but the weird thing is the people in my class were people from set, and so I'm getting ready to go for class, and then there was a flood in the house, and all my shoes got spoiled, and I loved my shoes. And so as I'm getting ready to clean the house and I was taking out my shoes to dry, then suddenly my mom walks in, and she was coming from work. My mom hasn't worked in I think 2 years, so she was coming home from work and she was very upset. She just went straight to her bedroom, and then my cousin as well showed up, and she decides to go to the back of the house. She said she wanted to get some of my shoes. She's like, okay, I've seen that you're putting out your shoes, it means that you're giving them away, so I'm going to get these shoes. And then she just goes to the back of the house and disappears. And so when I woke up, I'm just like, that is so weird, because that was like day 5, and before that it would either be maybe I'm going to my mom's room to clean her shoes. It was always just about shoes. And I even did some research because I'm like, why am I dreaming about shoes and the old house and my mom or my dad? You know, it would just be different people featuring, but the theme was the same, old house and shoes. So I still haven't figured that out, but I think for me that was like really, really weird. Although, trust me, if I told you my other dreams, yeah, you would be just as confused because they were just so random. I would choose the 60s. Why? I don't know. I love their fashion. I love their music. And I feel like I would fit right in, because sometimes even these days when I go to certain events, I like to choose the 60s as a theme for most of my outfits. So it's mostly just because of the fashion and the music. Like 60s music is nice and classic and beautiful. Well, I don't know. I think does it have to be physical, or let's see. I would change my temper. I know it's something I can change and it's something that I'm working on, but I do have a bit of a temper, and sometimes it gets quite bad because I tend to overreact before I even get to understand the situation. So if I'm rubbed the wrong way or if I'm irritable that day, I will overreact, and it's gotten me in trouble so many times. So I really, really, really would love to change that, and I hope I can work on it. I mean, I'm working on it bit by bit, but sure, it's going to take a long while. so hard to think of answers right off the top of my head. Um, but okay, so this one time, my cousins and I, so two cousins, older brother and a younger sister, and I'm the firstborn, and my younger brother. We went swimming at this place called, is it a MWAKA Lodge? Yeah, so we went there, we had so much fun, we swam, and it was just one of those days where we wish it wouldn't end, and we played games and all of that. Unfortunately, it was past curfew, so then we went back to my cousin's place, and my uncle was there. Yo, he was so upset, like, it was scary. And then he was like, oh, I'm gonna tell your parents, we couldn't even walk back home, because usually we could just walk home. It was maybe like a 30-minute walk, but this time he just said, no, I'm going to wait for your parents, call them, and then take you home. Now I know it sounds scary, but for me it was really, really fun, because in that moment, like, we didn't have a care in the world. That's how we even lost track of time. Like, it was just so much fun. And I think even now, that's why I just like to play in the water, because once I'm in the water, I just forget about everything, all my cares. That's a tough question. I don't like that question, because, like, there's so many people. Like, I would love to meet Idris Elba. I would love to meet Nelson Mandela. Who would I choose? I would choose Meryl Streep. She's a very good actress, and I would just love to pick her brain, understand her process, understand how she got from where she was to where she is, and how she just faces so many challenges, especially being a woman in media. Yeah, so she's one of the people I would love to have dinner with, but there's so many people out there. And I think she's just a brilliant woman, not just as an actress, but as a person as well. Okay, I have so many again, but I think I can watch Matilda. Such a random movie. Directed and produced by Danny DeVito, but Danny DeVito is a brilliant guy, and a lot of his movies are very intriguing, the stories and everything. And I think Matilda is just one of those nostalgic movies that, like, take me back to the good old days. With everything that's going on now, I always like to go back to familiarity, to nostalgia. So it's one of those movies for me that takes me back to my childhood, takes me back to a simpler time. And I don't know, the story just always gets interesting every time I watch it. But another one is, I know it's only just one movie, but even Coming to America, the first one, that I can watch it over and over again. And it's like every time I watch it, there's something that you miss the last time you watch it. And watching it as a child and as an adult, you start to, see that there are a lot of innuendos that I missed. And I'm just like, guys, should we really have even watched this movie as kids? Yeah, so those are the two movies I can think of. Favorite season of the year, rainy season. I was born in December, and every year rather, on my birthday, it rains. And I just love the rain. It keeps me calm, especially when I'm indoors and not moving about, of course, because it's such a messy season. But for me, I think I'm at my best when it's raining, yeah, the mood is right, the ambience is right, everything is just right about the rain. And I love water, so for me, the rain just calms me down. Yeah. I already mentioned him, my celebrity crush, Idris Elba. Well, no, that's number 2. Number 1 is Daniel Radcliffe. Now, I know some of you may not know him, but a lot of you may know him as Harry Potter. Like, I am obsessed with Harry Potter, and I'm obsessed with Daniel Radcliffe as well as an actor. And I just like everything about him. I like his eyes, I like his voice, I like his accent. I love the British accent. So yeah, for me, Daniel Radcliffe, like if he were to come today and just say, marry me, even if I don't know anything about him, I'll just be like, yeah, yeah, sold. My biggest fear is failure. I'm a perfectionist, I'm an overthinker, and that's why even sometimes I've struggled to put out content for my channel for a long time because I overthink things. I'm like, if it's not good, I'm not gonna put it out. And so I always just tend to overthink things, everything that I do, plan everything down to the T. And if things change last minute, I will have a plan B, of course, but I just don't like last minute changes. And so for me, failure is my biggest fear because I guess the pressure for me has always been to just be perfect. And this is just an internal struggle that I have, you know. It's only now that I'm slowly learning to let go, to just take a risk and go right in. But still at the back of my mind, I'm just like, I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to be a disappointment. So yeah, that got dark. So I did a gorge swing, and it was wild for me because I'm deathly afraid of heights. So I go to Livingston for a bit of a break after a long season of shooting, and randomly we go to, you know, the gorge, and I tried the zip line. It wasn't so bad. And then the person I was with, who was sort of giving us a tour of Livingston and just helping us with entertainment and all of that, decides, hey, let's do a gorge swing. And I'm just like, what is that? So it's basically jumping off a gorge, and you have a rope attached to you, a cord attached to you, and then you just swing. But it's very, very deep. And I kid you not, I think my soul left my body for like 3 seconds, because for the first 3 seconds that I got off, that I jumped off, I think I blacked out. I don't remember anything. The only thing I remember is waking up at the bottom and I was swinging. And I don't like to scream really loud. Like even when I'm acting, when they say scream, I fail. But that day, like I felt like I was going to die. So for me, that's been the craziest. I would still like to try skydiving. So yeah, it's still on my bucket list. This kind of connects even to my my biggest fear is don't let success get to your head, don't let failure get to your heart. And for me, this is the best because, you know, in life, a lot of things happen that we don't really have control of. You can have overnight success unexpectedly, or you can plan something for months and then the project ends up failing. And so if you let failure get to your heart, that can sort of discourage you from continuing to push forward. And if you struggle with that, then you end up giving up easily, and you never know. You know, what's his name, Thomas Edison, he failed 99 times before he successfully invented the light bulb. So if he gave up the first time, then he probably wouldn't have been known today as the man who did that. And as for letting success get to your head, it's very easy, you know, when you get famous or when you become successful in any area of life, it's very easy to just let that success get to your head and then you become big-headed. But they do say pride cometh before the fall. So, you know, if you let that pride get to your head and you think, oh yeah, I can do it now, oh, I don't need to improve my skill, I don't need to improve my craft, then eventually it will lead to your downfall. So for me, I think that's one of it's the advice that's sort of kept me grounded as well as kept me pushing forward. Bad habit I've had that I've been able to overcome. Okay, so yeah. Bad habit. Okay, what's a bad habit I had that I've been able to overcome? Being messy. growing up, my mom would always ensure that we kept our environments clean. You know, when you wake up, make sure you make your bed and all of that. But there'd be times, especially as a teen, sure, from my adolescent years to I think third year at uni, I would be so messy. Like sometimes I would maybe do my laundry, leave it on the bed, and then I'd feel lazy to like fold the laundry, iron and everything. So instead of putting it away, I would just like move it to the side and then just create enough space for me to sleep. That took a long time for me to, get out of my head. But then I realized, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to have help forever. One day I'm going to live alone, and it wouldn't be nice for guests to come over and then they find a messy house just because I'm always busy. And that would always be my excuse, I'm busy, so I have no time to clean, I have no time to do this. But I do like order, I like things to be organized. So it was a little bit ironic or hypocritical of me to like order, but then my room is messy. So over time, I just learned to get up an hour earlier in the day so that I have enough time to clean my room and just make sure that I always leave my bed made at least, and just do a quick sweep. And then at the end of the week, do a thorough cleaning. So yeah, that for me, I think has been one of the biggest bad habits I've had to get over. Can you drive to the Maldives? Like, I think for me, road trip. I've heard driving to Namibia is fun, just because there's a lot of countries you can stop over and do other things, get to experience. And if you go with the right crowd, the right people, then you have fun and you go there, do a bit of, do different activities and then come back, do different activities as well. So I think for me, that would be, yeah. I don't know. I just like to go places. I don't really have a road trip dream destination, because sometimes I just wake up and if I don't have anything to do, I'll just start off and drive and find myself in Chirundu or in Lower Zambezi, for example, locally. So yeah, I have none. Beans. My favorite food of all time is beans. Like, I know it's weird, but I'm Nika by tribe, and Nika people love their beans. They love their, yeah. So for me, every day I can eat it, whether it's baked beans, white beans, brown beans, kidney beans, any type except green beans. But every day I can eat it for breakfast, lunch, supper. I would never get tired. And a lot of people are even like, if you went to boarding school, you would have probably been tired of it. But no, I don't think so. I would never get tired of eating beans in anything, with shima, with rice, in a salad, in a stew, anything. Give me beans any day, I will eat it. Bungee jumping. I don't know if it's worse than the board swing, but yeah, bungee jumping, skydiving, and deep sea diving. I like adrenaline, so sometimes I will chase the dangerous things, even though, yeah, I like to confront my fears. And for me, skydiving, because I'm afraid of heights, is one of the ways I would confront my fears. Deep sea diving, I'm not a very strong swimmer, so it would be nice to just interact with all the animals in the sea, all the fish and all the other aquatic creatures. It would be nice. Fun experience. So those are just 3 items on my very long bucket list. My biggest regret is thinking I had more time. I've had a good childhood. I enjoyed my time at school, but I think there are some things that I could have done while I had the chance. I always was a very serious person. So for me, it was just school, church, work. And even now, I'm a bit of a workaholic. So I thought I had more time to enjoy my youth. And now that I'm approaching a certain age, my birthday is coming up soon, I'm thinking, well, I can still do certain things as I grow older. but I was too serious in life. So if I just loosened up a little, if I just experienced life more, I think maybe I would have been happier. Yeah. Don't hold grudges. Yeah, I like to have fun. I'm a bubbly person, but I've experienced a lot of darkness, and that made me realize that, life is too short to hold on to things that can cause you to be sick, cause you to be stressed. And so holding a grudge is like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. Doesn't work like that. So that's one thing I like about me. Yeah, I'll be upset. Yes, I won't talk to you for a while, but I let things go very easily. And yeah, I like that about myself. I don't have a favorite song. I love music in general, so I listen to everything, like from Bollywood to hip hop to gospel to rock to everything in between that you can think of, salsa, bachata, kizomba. So I don't really have a favorite song to sing. But yeah, mostly I go for for rock music in the shower, because then I can have fun, go crazy, be random about it, and I just like how a lot of rock stars like just scream with their vocals. So. If I had a kid, what would I name it? I've played around with a lot of names. I would like to name my daughter Martha, because that's my middle name. And so I would like to start a tradition of, every female child being named Martha. So if I have a daughter, her middle name will be Martha. If she has a daughter, her middle name will be Martha, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's always been like a secret dream of mine. Well, the personal question you asked, I wouldn't want to answer anything to do with trauma, like childhood traumas and all of that. Yeah, I think that's a very, very deep question. And as much as I'm healing, not yet fully healed, so I wouldn't want to talk about that. It's a very sensitive question. I would choose the green leaves. So if you haven't seen it, it's this sort of, it's a Christian TV series, but those guys have so much drama. Like, they like the good life, and they have like scandals here and there. But why I would like to be part of them is, they're a very prayerful family, and they stick to their values despite having all the drama that sort of contradicts the values they stand for. But another reason is because of their parties. Like, they have the best parties, and I like things. So, they live this glamorous life that I would like to be a part of. If I was getting married, I would definitely write my own vows. I feel like that would express my love for the person I'm with more, and sort of give people an insight as to why we're getting married. Yes, the vows that are repeated are, they say a lot, but I think people don't really mean them, to have and to hold, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health. People say those vows, but they don't really know how binding a vow is. And so if you don't mean it and you say it in front of witnesses and stuff, and then things go bad and you immediately forget your vows, you're like, I did not sign up for this, then yeah, no. So I'd rather just say something I mean right from the heart. Okay, so those were 21 questions plus a bonus question with MWAKA MUGALA. I hope this gave you a bit of an insight into getting to know me more. What are some of the questions that you've always wanted to ask me? Do let me know in the comment section below. And I would like to get to know you as well. So, some of the questions that I've answered, you can just tell me a little bit more about yourself, and I will read those comments, and I would get to know you as well as my fans. I'm so glad to be back, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos just like this, and I will see you next time.
This is me, whether you like it or not. Quick to talk, but you do not do a lot. If I change, then it will be for the better. No apology, so don't expect a letter. Sit down and listen, eh?